Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this World of Warcraft raiding guide. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the 10-man heroic version of Lord Rhyolith. In order to complete this fight, we used 1 tank, 2 healers and 7 DPS. Okay, so unlike I'd normally do where I'd show you every single boss ability, I'm going to assume that you've done the normal mode version of this encounter, and I'll just show you the full kill video for us. It's only around 5 minutes long, and I'll just go over what to do as the video progresses. So at the very start we have all of the ranged and healers stack up, and as you can see we've got one of the healers marked with a blue marker. The ranged and the healers will follow this marker at all times during the encounter. This makes for much better AoE healing as we're using a paladin and a shaman. As you can see, we have Rhyolith being turned around by DPSing down his individual legs, going for the heated volcanoes. We had one person calling out the steering on vent at all times, and that just helps for a lot better control while you're facing this boss, because if you have a load of people shouting out what to do, there's going to be confusion and it'll lead to wipes. So just like in the normal mode version, we have the sparks spawning. What we do is we had our tank take it off to the side, and all of the ranged would switch from Rhyolith to the spark. Hopefully by the time the small adds, the shards of Rhyolith, or fragments of Rhyolith, sorry, have spawned, the spark should be dead. If they're not, what we did is we had me as the mage lay down a ring of frost and use Frost Nova in order to hold them in place until the spark had been killed off and we were ready to AoE them down. The only thing different towards the armor on Rhyolith between this and normal mode is you can see these small little blobs crawling towards him, and these are liquid obsidian. And what these do is whenever one of them reaches him, they will grant him 1 extra armor, and 10 of these will spawn whenever he walks over a heated volcano. As always, you can see magma flow is coming out of one of the volcanoes Rhyolith has already stood on, so yeah, don't stand in that because it will effectively one-shot / two-shot you, since this is a heroic encounter. Again, the second spark has spawned and the tank takes him off to the side, and all of the range switched while the melee stay on the legs of Rhyolith. Here you see Frost Nova on these small fragments, and just AoE them down as fast as you can. After around 30 seconds, if you haven't killed them off, they will charge at the player, dealing 100% of their total health to that player in damage. So they have around 200k health. It's going to one-shot someone if you're not killing them off. We also had the Death Knight use his Death and Decay in order to slow down and slowly AoE down the liquid obsidians that are heading to Rhyolith. And we also had the Rogue use his Fan of Knives, I believe it's called, for the added AoE. As you can see in the middle of the screen at the bottom near the frames, there is a timer for superheated. What you want to be doing is aiming to get the boss into phase 2 before you reach the superheated timer, so ideally you want him there with around 40-30 seconds left on superheated. And when we reach that point, we'll go over when we should be using Time Warp / Bloodlust. As you can see, having a druid in the raid is very beneficial because tranquility helps stabilize the healing and also takes pressure off the 2 healers that are currently in the raid. The main reason you need only 2 healers is because it's really easy for the ranged and the melee and the healers of course to not take as much damage as they would in normal mode, by avoiding the magma flows and also using more cooldowns and more AoE healing. And you also need the extra DPS in order to push the boss into phase 2 before he becomes superheated. Again, we're just stirring the boss, and here you can see the boss has reached around 40% health, and this is when we call for all of the ranged to not AoE down any adds and to not kill the spark, and to just go on the right leg so that he runs in a circle. As you can see, superheated will be soon, so we're keeping an eye on that. I think it says around 30 seconds, and we just nuke down the right leg in order to push him into phase 2. We ignore the spark because that despawns when we hit phase 2. Now here we're going to stack up on the blue marker, which is our Shaman, for AoE healing. And the only difference in phase 2 in the heroic encounter is you can see these lava lines. They randomly move around and deal damage to players. As you can see, I'm taking like ticks of 5k up to 10k every second or so. And here it's just a matter of pushing DPS as fast as you can in order to burn him down. And when he becomes superheated, which is at a 5-minute mark, he will deal extra rate damage, which you don't want. As always, thank you for watching, and if you feel this guide has helped you in any way, or any of my other guides and kill videos have entertained/helped you, feel free to subscribe to the channel, as it benefits me and it makes me want to give you guys more content. And you'll also receive links to future World of Warcraft content, such as more Firelands heroic guides. I'm getting around to doing all of the normal mode guides for people that don't progress as fast, and also kill videos and my new random battleground shenanigans, which I'll try and do at least 3 times a week.